In this tutorial, I am going to walk you through how to sew the button-down version of the Ola dress. This dress is so versatile and it comes with this button-down detail. This video is going to show you the button-down detail and how to sew this, and the rest of the tutorial for the dress can be found linked below. And you're going to follow steps 1 through 5 on the Ola dress instructions on your pattern. The instructions are laid out in a written format when you buy the pattern, or if you'd like to see the original Ola dress tutorial, you can click this video. So the difference is you're going to cut the front bodice piece in 2 pieces instead of cutting on the fold. Now you're going to cut out your placket pieces, which are 2 placket shapes from your main fabric and 2 from the interfacing that you'll iron on. Now iron the interfacing to your fabric. Then grab the front bodice pieces and lay them in front of you, right side facing up. Now right sides together, line up the button down placket to the side of the front bodice piece on the left, and do the same for the one on the right that is laying right in front of you. Sew down the side at 1/4 inch. Now fold the side at 1/4 inch and press. Fold the placket towards the wrong side of the bodice and sew a top stitch down the bodice to finish the placket. Repeat this for your other bodice piece. Now we're going to focus on the buttonholes and the buttons. Haven't already, mark where your buttonholes will go. Take your buttons and measure it on your buttonhole presser foot. Then you can remove the button, and I like to measure it on my hem gauge, and I'm going to use this as a guide to mark a better line for my buttonholes. So I'm going to draw this I shape, and this is going to indicate where the top and the bottom of the buttonholes are going to go. It will help me line up my buttonhole presser foot better and keep everything in alignment. Your buttonhole presser foot onto your machine and go to the buttonhole stitch. Now this is where you want to make sure you've practiced before on maybe scrap fabric to make sure you know your machine well and where the buttonhole starts. So I line up the needle to the bottom of the eye shape, and I know that it starts on the right side. So I just make sure these little marks are in the right place, and I press start on my machine and it goes to work. Next, you're going to continue making all of these buttonholes for the button down of the dress. And then you're going to take some pins and insert them into the bottom and the top of the buttonhole shape. This is going to just make sure you don't rip right through the buttonhole. Now grab your seam ripper and insert it into the fabric and slowly but gently press it to create this cut mark in your fabric. You can follow this up with fray check to make sure that your buttonhole has longevity to it. Next, you're going to line up your buttons to where the buttonholes intersect and hand sew the buttons on. I think this is a great way where you can just sit down, maybe enjoy a show or listen to a podcast, or even just have a conversation with a friend on the phone or in person and enjoy the process of just sewing buttons on one by one. From here, you're going to continue with the Ola dress instructions, and that is step 14, which is on your written instructions. And if you're following the video instructions, click this next video and go to the timestamp in the description, and it'll take you to the next step.